Good afternoon. My name is Joe Bandel. I am the last Rosicrucian. Now, I did a video yesterday, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to do one today that's going to be, the title of it is the Root Chakra, Survival, and the US Dollar. What I've been trying to do, I've been trying to tell people, hey, we're at the beginning of a new cycle, a new great cycle. And at the beginning of every great cycle, the lowest energy, the root chakra energy, is what is activated and dominant for the next 2,000 years. In every 2,000 years, it goes up one. And so what's happened is the, the cycle that we've just left was way at the top. And I was dealing with these high energies. And it was dealing with these high the energy, the dominant, the empowerment was really these high, you could say, spiritual energies. You might even, yeah, and before that, you could even say that logic and reason, or what's also called abstract mental energies. In other words, we're, the old eon was everything up in the head was the dominant energy, and humanity was really the only life form that could deal with, take advantage of that dominance. But we're seeing now that we're at the beginning of this new cycle, new great cycle, the root chakra energy is becoming dominant. And if you do a little research, you're going to say, well, what's the root chakra about? The root chakra is about life force energy. It's about survival. It's about wealth. It's about uh, ego strength. It's about the ability to survive and personal empowerment. That to have food, to get food, shelter, these kind of things. So everything's kind of back to the shaman level. It's going back. And this video is not going to be that long because I don't have that much to say about it, but I'm going to just mention a few things. Okay, we've been dealing with COVID for a few years. COVID is an example of the root chakra energies in life, nature. For the first time in a long time, single cellular life, a virus, can compete for existence against humanity. Every life form can tap into and is tapping into this new energy. And every single life form is empowering itself. So we have to be on our best empowerment as well. That means, hey, our immune systems have to be at top notch. We've got to deal with some of this stuff because of health reasons. We got to really be looking at healthiness, health consequences, things like that. So I just mentioned the idea of COVID and other related virus type things as being a proof, if you will, or direct evidence of the dominance of the root chakra energy, that life force energy, and how we really need to deal with survival of ourselves, survival of our families, that kind of thing. Now, part of this is talking about, okay, the US dollar. And this is going to be an example of direct evidence, or what I consider direct evidence also. And I'm going to be very simple in my explanations. Believe me, don't believe me, it doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to point some things out that to me are pretty self-evident. In the world of the root chakra, money and wealth is considered power. So if you have developed the root chakra at very strongly, it could very well be represented by the ability to amass, to collect wealth and money. And that's what our society has in the past equated money, survival. Money, survival. We need money, 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 money. And the US dollar. And what's happened is the US dollar for several years has been the global reserve currency. Now, there's a benefit for the United States being the global reserve currency, which means that it can print out of thin air as many dollars as it wants, because other countries take up the slack. In other words, we get away with it, nobody else can get away with it. We can print all the money we want because we are that global reserve currency. Other countries can't get away with it. And that's what we've been doing. That's why we've been printing out of thin air these insane quantities of US dollars going to help the war in Ukraine, Israel, things like that. We have been financially not responsible, basically. We've been writing checks with nothing to back them. And that's because of having the global reserve currency. However, things like BRICS, which are developing and which are becoming more and more important, are going to directly challenge United States dominancy. And actually, they're going to be the U.S. dollar's on its way out, because the BRICS, they're going to come up with something that's basically commodity based or gold based, that's stable, and it's not dominated by one country. In other words, it's going to have a fair distribution, where the United States has been acting unfairly and weaponizing the US dollar. We have seen, and we're going to be seeing, countries like China, who own a lot of U.S. treasuries. In other words, they've put a lot of their money into U.S. currency. They're going to pull out. And what's going to be happening is, as they pull out and drop the dollar that they've purchased, that they've invested in, these dollars are going to come back and it's going to result in inflation. So what's really happening in the world, if you look at the world events, you look at all of that, what's happening is the United States is trying its damnedest to stay the leader at the top, the hegemonic ruler of the financial world. And it's going down. And it's taking Europe with it. It's only a matter of time. But what's interesting is because the United States is struggling to keep the US dollar as the world's reserve currency, basically, when you think about root chakra energy, that's the crisis. The crisis is, again, root chakra energy. And what happens with root chakra energy when a country, any country, but the United States especially, when it thinks it can print money out of air, when it can create root chakra energy out of nothing, what happens is it loses its power. So what we're looking at is a world in which essentially the dollar is just going to lose its value and lose its value, and it's going to trigger massive inflation. So it's no longer connected to root chakra energy. It's going to become worthless until we switch over to the gold standard or whatever it is, because basically the time for U.S. dominance with the U.S. dollar, it's done. So you could say the U.S. is losing its root chakra energy. Now, there's a lot of ways of developing root chakra energy. Money and wealth is only one of them. Hard personal effort, exercise, all of those things work. And countries and individuals that are generating personal root chakra energy and becoming adept at that and integrating that, they're going to find ways to survive. So I'm pretty much at the end of this video, but what I wanted to share with this video is just point out things like COVID, where you have viruses. It's a war at the root chakra level. It's a war at the vital life force level. When you look at the U.S. dollar, the U.S. fighting for the dominance and for the global reserve currency, it's root chakra energy. It's trying to do that. And when you look at that, that's why you see a lot of people out there that sense this, and they're saying, get rid of the dollar, buy gold, buy silver, put your money into physical, tangible things, because we're going to be going through some real rough times. And I have a feeling that it's probably going to hit the fan this year. Everything seems to be converging globally, individually, all that kind of thing seems to be converging around the presidential election and getting a lot worse. Ukraine the death of Ukraine, or if Ukraine loses the war, which it is losing, what's everybody saying? What's Europe saying? What's the United States saying? They're saying we cannot allow Ukraine to lose the war, because if Ukraine loses the war against Russia, the United States dominance in the world ends. Nobody will take us seriously anymore. But what the United States is doing in the world, what Israel's doing with genocide over there, nobody should take us seriously anymore, is my opinion. So anyway, I'm just saying, these are examples of root chakra energetics that are happening in today's world. Thank you. I hope you find that interesting. See you next time.